Welcome back to ZBCN Today, your go-to source for all the latest updates in the world of Zebec network and Web3 innovation. Today, we're diving deep into some fascinating developments that have been making waves across social media this week. Developments that go far beyond simple price movements or token hype. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or someone just curious about how blockchain is reshaping financial systems, stick around, because what's happening with Zebec right now is historic, strategic, and potentially game-changing for the entire ecosystem. Everything shared in this video is for educational and informational purposes only. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any investment decisions. This week, a lot of attention on Twitter and Telegram has centered around Zebec's recent steps toward mainstream visibility. According to Simon, a well-known and trusted voice in the Zebec community, Zebec has achieved something no other token company has before. It is now the first crypto token to advertise directly with the NHL. Yes, the National Hockey League, a massive, globally recognized sports organization. For those who think this is a small step, let me assure you, this is not just another marketing stunt. It's a clear signal that Zebec is being noticed on serious mainstream stages, beyond the confines of crypto Twitter. However, as Simon also pointed out, there has been a slight delay in the rollout of this advertising campaign over the weekend. And naturally, the word delay in crypto circles sparks immediate concern. But let's pause here and take a step back. When you are working with top-tier organizations like the NHL, delays are not a cause for panic. They are standard procedure. High-profile leagues are meticulous about how their brand is represented. Every piece of content goes through multiple layers of approval, creative review, compliance checks, and quality assurance. There's no rushing, no corner-cutting, because the integrity of the league is on the line. Simon mentioned that Zebec and their advertising agency are actively working alongside the NHL to secure approvals on updated creative content and to adjust placement schedules. And here's the key takeaway. When a major league slows down a campaign rollout, it's actually a positive sign. It indicates that the partnership is being treated seriously. The NHL isn't just giving a rubber stamp approval to any crypto ad. It's being deliberate, ensuring the message aligns, resonates, and will endure. And from the Zebec side, transparency and clear communication have been maintained at every step, which is exactly the kind of leadership that builds investor trust. Now, beyond the headlines, there's something much more important happening at the intersection of real-world asset tokenization, payment streaming, and institutional-grade blockchain infrastructure. Zebec isn't just playing in the altcoin space, it's building infrastructure. To put it into perspective, when we discuss Zebec alongside names like Chainlink, Ripple, Circle, or even FedNow-adjacent payment frameworks, this isn't coincidental. These three pillars, payment rails, RWA tokenization, and institutional adoption, represent the backbone of blockchain's next phase, and Zebec is positioned at the center of it. This is not a meme token, and it's certainly not here for pump-and-dump cycles. We're talking about foundational layers that could be adopted by global institutions. Take the FedNow connection, for example. FedNow is the Federal Reserve's effort to modernize U.S. payments, enabling real-time transactions. The fact that Zebec is being mentioned in this context demonstrates its relevance to the evolving infrastructure of modern finance. As legacy systems prepare to adopt instant settlements, payment streaming platforms like Zebec become natural candidates for institutional integration. So, for anyone who still thinks ZBCN is just another coin among thousands, now is the perfect time to realize that what's happening here goes far beyond retail speculation. Everything we discuss is for educational purposes only, but the trajectory is meaningful. Here's a thought experiment that has generated a lot of buzz. What if BlackRock, one of the world's largest asset managers, publicly announced it was exploring or investing in Zebec network? Now, let's be clear, this is purely speculative. There's no official confirmation, but the reasoning is worth unpacking. BlackRock oversees roughly $13.5 trillion in assets, which is larger than the GDP of most countries. Analyses floating around suggest partnerships between BlackRock and Ono Finance, which itself reportedly has connections to Zebec. This doesn't prove anything, but it opens up possibilities. Institutional adoption timelines are notoriously slow, but when big players decide to move, they act decisively. The relationships forming between major asset managers, RWA platforms, and instant settlement networks hint at a pattern. If BlackRock were to invest in Zebec, it would be transformational. But even without such a headline-grabbing move, Zebec's current partnerships already show it is laying the foundation for an institutional-grade ecosystem, step by step. Let's take a closer look at some of these developments. Zebec has been strategically pursuing partnerships and collaborations to scale real-world adoption, and the list is impressive. Back in May 2025, Circle Alliance joined the ARC testnet, integrating USDC as a default card currency, and Zebec was an early investor in this project. This shows foresight, positioning themselves ahead of the curve in stablecoin and payment infrastructure adoption. Then there's the partnership with Uphold, running co-branded campaigns with major U.S. sports teams like the St. Louis Blues and the Milwaukee Bucks. These campaigns are not just online. They include physical jersey giveaways, arena billboards, and multimedia placements, giving Zebec exposure to millions of sports fans. This is real-world brand penetration, far removed from hype-driven crypto Twitter promotions. The integrations with Chainlink, Ripple, and Ono Finance are equally significant. Chainlink provides the Oracle infrastructure necessary for reliable data feeds, Ripple explores potential product integrations in RWA networks, and IoTex works on futuristic applications like tokenizing machine outputs for DeFi. Imagine factory machines generating real-time tokenized data streams for automated payments. These are advanced, forward-looking implementations that go beyond what most people imagine blockchain can achieve. Zebec's acquisition strategy further highlights its seriousness. The acquisition of ScienceCard in May 2025 brought more than 50,000 new users and access to UK university payments. The purchases of PayBridge and SPS Commerce built robust payroll compliance infrastructure. These are not flashy moves. They're foundational and revenue-generating, signaling preparation for long-term market dominance rather than short-term hype. Additional partnerships with FEMX and QAnt Network and backing from Coinbase Ventures, Solana Ventures, and Alameda Research all point toward a multi-year strategic vision. Globally, insights suggest that around 80% of financial leaders plan to integrate crypto into their business models within the next 3 years, driven largely by speed. Traditional cross-border payments remain slow and expensive, making blockchain and payment streaming solutions like Zebec not just innovative, but necessary for mainstream adoption. One particularly notable collaboration is with Zero Hash, which powers Walmart's OnePay system. The potential for Zebec's payroll solutions to operate on similar infrastructure is significant. It could enable fast, borderless payouts for contractors and gig workers worldwide. Unlike speculative tokens whose value floats aimlessly, Zebec's utility is rooted in real-world financial infrastructure, which drives genuine demand. Turning to the market performance, Zebec Network currently trades at roughly 29.79 cents with a 24-hour trading volume of approximately $11.48 million. The token has seen a minor dip of 2.94% in the last 24 hours, sitting at number 143 on CoinMarketCap with a market cap around $279 million. Technical analysis indicates resistance at 0.0038 with bearish tendencies. Analysts suggest that a breakdown below 28 cents could trigger a 20-30% correction, potentially dropping to 20 to 23 cents, while momentum indicators such as RSI and MACD show neutral to slightly oversold conditions. The broader market context is also important. Risk-off sentiment is strong, with the total crypto market cap down 2% and Bitcoin dominance at nearly 59%. Altcoins, including ZBCN, are feeling the pressure as liquidity rotates toward Bitcoin during macro uncertainty. Recent token unlocks, including over 1 billion ZBCN tokens, could also weigh on price recovery if sold into thin liquidity. For holders, the central question remains, can Zebec defend the 28-cent support level, or will we see a deeper correction from the descending triangle pattern? Many analysts are watching Bitcoin closely. If BTC rebounds above $14,000, altcoins could regain liquidity, giving ZBCN room to recover. However, it's crucial to separate short-term price movements from long-term fundamentals, as the real story here is Zebec's institutional trajectory, partnerships, and utility adoption. So, to wrap up, Zebec Network is far more than a speculative altcoin. It's building institutional-grade infrastructure, forging high-profile partnerships, and expanding utility in real-world financial systems. From the NHL advertising milestone to collaborations with Chainlink, Ripple, IoTex, and strategic acquisitions like ScienceCard, the project is steadily positioning itself as a backbone for next-generation payments and RWA tokenization. Market fluctuations may cause short-term noise, but the fundamentals indicate a project moving steadily toward mainstream adoption. That's it for today's episode of ZBCN Today. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and ensures you never miss our daily updates on Zebec and the broader Web3 ecosystem. And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below and let us know what you think about Zebec's current trajectory and upcoming developments.